He's an odd boy. Thick-headed in some ways.
I know there is much that you still do not understand.
You promised you'd be on top of things this month.
I'm not learning anything in a classroom.
You're not particularly strong or good-looking. You seem exceedingly unremarkable. You look like a cat that's been sprayed with water.
You are impossible.
It saddens me to see such behavior from one who should be setting a good example for the younger generation.
Oh, did it not turn your stomach?
I don't need to take this.
Kill them all. Don't let a single one of them escape. Sever their limbs and crush their wicked skulls!
Whatever you say, boss.
Sometimes in a serious story, you need lighter moments like that to connect to the characters.
Here we go with the Remire Calamity.
There are some suspicious-looking ruffians out there, but our top priority is to rescue the villagers. Got it?
You know I'm just after those 2 loot boxes, right? Anyway, I guess we'll also rescue the villagers, since that will allow us to do what Dimitri said and kill them all. This one apparently thought the orders were for him, but Mercedes is completely immune to stuff like that. So Trilith will get himself involved as soon as he can. Bloodlust and getting maximum loot are what he's all about. So he'll get out in front. He can't actually one-shot these villagers. So Ingrid can't either. We're going to have to get multiple units involved no matter what. Let's see what Annette can accomplish. She could finish off the one in front of Trilith, but he can probably just kill it with a counterattack. So a curved shot is just enough to finish this one off, free that villager in the bottom left.
Thank you.
I'll give it my all.
And let's see, Ash. You can just blow people away. They're all just so impressed that you cure whatever is wrong with them. Sir Felix, of course, uses the power of pure chivalry. Doesn't really want to talk about it. His work speaks for itself. That level doesn't really, though. He did actually get stronger, which is normally all he wants to talk about. That villager still holding up. They can take about 2 hits before being on the brink of death. Any critical hit spoils that calculation, of course. Dimitri has Thunder Shock. He can use it very quickly, gets the double, and gets a level that he doesn't want to discuss because it brings up our associations with Chapter 13, where he'll need strength and defense. Green units bringing their A game today. Geralt, of course, incredibly overpowered, but these church soldiers are actually getting their hits in against these villagers in the forest. Trilith, of course, getting a big counterattack with his pointy stick. Here goes Geralt with a fancy stick, probably still quite pointy. The church soldiers have learned that you just need to get the sticks off of the trees that they're in. It's a really advanced tactic that they've adopted here. Okay, so they've reached a stalemate, but at least not all the church soldiers are dead. Mercedes can come into the forest here now and start hacking away with her kitchen knife. She decides she's fine with just getting hit with 1 0-damage attack. She can dodge the other. Ash still blowing people away. Just using his force of personality to convince them to stop rampaging. Sir Felix will take the right side while Trilith is going up the left. Their rivalry continues. Dimitri, no, you'll want to use Thunder Shock, not Thunder. Thunder Shock, you can get 2 attacks in. Another Rampager down. Now Sylvain is here. He can also get 2 attacks off. with the mini bow. We have Manuela here to teach him a thing or two about firing those sewing needles. Trilith, another hit with the pointy stick, and he gets to run up the left side. We'll move in Ingrid. She can attack from a mile away, and this guy won't see it coming, and he'll take 93.
Thank you.
So we'll end the turn by moving Annette in on the left. Green units continuing to do surprisingly well. Villager still holding up. Great dodge from that villager. He'll be safe another turn. Could have used a dodge from that one. Think Trilith will be able to get up there and rescue that one in time. That green unit goes down, unfortunately. A kill from a random church soldier. Good job. Villagers trying to run away. That one is stuck in a forest tile. There are worse places to be. That one getting some vengeance for his fallen friend. We'll take a little bit of fire damage there on Ingrid. Trilith, of course, can't pass up the opportunity. Let's shove that pointy stick straight into the villager's face. And run on forward. Looks like he can't save that villager up there this turn. Hopefully it'll survive one more round. Ingrid is anywhere on the map, so of course she can take down that armor unit.
I will get stronger still.
And she's actually willing to talk about it when she gets stronger right now. Sir Felix knows that the Black Knight is going to come out on this side of the map, so he's getting ready for his jousting rematch. Kadu is going to get a random heal on Geralt for that whole damage that he took.
I will handle whatever comes.
Good enough to raise his defense and his accuracy, which it's always nice to have more defense on Dedu. Solon comes out and invites the Death Knight out.
That's the Death Knight. He must be an ally of Tomas, or Solon, or whoever he is.
He just said he was Solon. Solon's going to mosey on that way. You know who a real ally of Solon is the RNG. I really thought we would be able to save all those villagers this time. Unfortunately, we get a 2% crit on the one in the top left, so it looks like we'll just get one down. Death Knight crew coming on down, and Solon's crew running away. Trilith is now angry that maximum loot has been stolen from him. So the Tempest Lance and the Pointy Stick will get rid of that guy. A pretty decent level out of Trilith, but he doesn't have time to talk about it. He has vengeance to plan. Here is Thunder Ceres, as she is known, unfortunately missing one of her 2 attacks. But Constance gains a level.
Pale in comparison to my allies.
You kinda do, but that is really strong defense. That's higher than Dedu's at the moment, so Constance is less useless than she lets on. Good dodge from Annette here as she doubles down that archer, just to demonstrate our total dominance of most areas of battle with the Trions at this point.
Will be so pleased.
That's an excellent level from Annette, even raised her strength while she continues to level up that magic stat she isn't using. Sylvain, of course, is trying to get into that sewing club that Annette is the president of. He has Manuela here to tutor him in that art. And it looks like he's getting better at launching them, just not all that powerful at present. Couple of villagers coming out to surprise us. Ingrid, though, has the tools to heal herself up right away.
You are but a savage, insignificant beast.
Why do people keep saying that to Sylvain? Oh, well. With that dodge, it looks like he can actually kill you pretty easily. Death Knight crew getting into position to intercept Felix. Gerald helps us out a little bit, though we didn't need it. Ingrid had that covered. You should believe in her. Felix can't take out the Death Knight in one shot by himself quite yet. So he's going to back up, deal with this rampaging villager, and then he'll be able to regroup with maybe Dimitri, Dedu, Sylvain, and we might be able to put a strategy together. Trilith, meanwhile, still on his own in the top left, very angry that that villager denied him maximum loot on this map, so he'll express that anger. Now, Sylvain is going to try and help out with the Death Quilt here, but doesn't get a kill, which is a prerequisite for the Death Quilt. Manuela mastered sewing capabilities. Solon moving on back to the south. Very strange trajectory he's on. New formation for the Death Knight crew. Geralt moving up to Solon. And now we have Ash on Giant Shell duty. Alright, what can we do here? First of all, we need to equip Thoron for maximum linked attack value. And no, I know you're here for a rematch with Felix, but we need to set the stage properly. Get a blaze going for ambiance, you know? Now, Sylvain can actually contribute a little bit because his Fusillade will deal 3 damage. So let's just unload our whole sewing kit into the Death Knight here. And that should be just enough for Felix to come on in and get this kill. He will need to use the Lewin with Night Kneeler, but it will be enough. And we'll grab this Dark Seal. Well, then I guess Sir Felix is immortal. Trilith still up here. Can't quite get rid of this in one attack because he couldn't go down those stairs. Horses just can't do that, obviously. Ingrid will just, from across town, cause lightning to strike this guy.
Seems I prevailed.
And Happy is going to move on up. She was assisting Ash in getting that giant shell. Yes, Solon's spell will earn its name. And this mysterious soldier will not care about the res of the units it's attacking. Good dodge there from Trilith. That Death Knight crony clearly didn't know who it was dealing with. Felix doesn't get the dodge, doesn't need it. Maybe he did because of that poison strike. Magic is not his strong suit, but he doesn't quite kill it, which is strategic because it blocks that other cavalry unit from coming in and attacking him.
Not my first fight.
Geralt kills that mage with impunity. Dedu takes a little bit of damage from the fire. Trilith is going to skewer this armor unit, as is his hobby, as established in earlier episodes. Dimitri, what can you do? Oh, you can actually get a double with Miasma, so we'll use Dark Pulse here a couple of times. We'll take that one down. Grab a Dark Sickle that Dimitri absolutely should not touch. Dedu can't deal any damage with Nosferatu, so he'll have to use his training bow.
Can't take much more.
And Felix is in bad shape, but he has a 69% chance to hit, so that is the very first thing that we have to do. It is a universal constant in Fodlan. And does anyone remember who has a chest key? We're going to need to have someone get in there and open that chest up. But anyway, we have to kill this guy. He's in the way of the chest no matter what. So Sylvain and Annette will work him down with their sewing needles. Ingrid's just going to style on Solon here for a bit, demonstrate her magical dominance. 6 damage crit, always a meme you love to see come back. Happy is going to bring Felix back from the brink. More rampaging villagers coming out. Annette finally paying for not having close combat equipped.
This is the end.
Oh! Well, glad he chose not to do that on Sylvain or Gerald. Gerald, of course, tempting fate, but it doesn't catch up to him quite yet. Sylvain has to do some trading. We move Dedu up here to give Sylvain that chest key from the battle at Gronder Field, and then he's going to pass it to Felix before using this curved shot to finally take down this soldier that has a whole bunch of needles in him.
It's all instinct now.
Manuela learns a little bit about the axe. Trilith takes down the barrier to the loot. Will it be tempting enough for Sir Felix? Well, he actually knows what's in there. It's another horse slayer. He's been using his a lot. He needs a fresh one. Dimitri can come over here, use Thundershock, take down another villager. And Happy will heal up Annette to get to an important level 20.
Baby steps, I guess.
Every step you've taken has been a baby step. Might want to think about taking child-sized steps next time. Let's go for a smash with the Killer Axe. Sounds fun. Definitely gets him out of the way. Now, Annette is just going to toy with Solon here, using the training bow, sew him directly into the death quilt.
There may still be some survivors.
So Dimitri lamenting the fact that we did not, in fact, kill every last one of them. And Trilith is just going to pocket all of the loot. But Sir Felix wins this round.
But speaking of the ball, isn't there something happening just before it? The white heron something?
That's about all I know.
I assure you, there is no candidate better suited to the task than yours truly.
Oh, then I guess you can't do it.
Why not me? It's not me, is it? Please don't say it's me.
I'm tempted to say it's you now, but I had other plans.
I'd rather see a beautiful person dancing instead of some goof like me.
I know a beautiful person.
Anyone but Bernie.
Fine.
Professor, I beg of you, please do not choose me as our House representative. I am utterly serious.
I think he might mean that.
Thank the goddess. Please be sure to select someone with the confidence to win for us.
Confidence.
Please choose me as our representative for the White Heron Cup.
On second thought, I don't like confidence.
If you really think someone is better suited for it, I will not argue.
I think I do.
Have you chosen a representative yet?
I have to do. I have. I found someone with the appropriate level of confidence.
If you insist.
Beautiful. Here we go with our status report on all of the units. We're not quite hitting the benchmarks that we need to now that we're getting close to level 20 on a lot of the A-team. So we still have some work to put in to get those advanced classes. And of course, we still have a ton of work to push up to where we need to be at level 30 as those skill thresholds get further and further out of reach. We do have a pretty extensive team at this point.
I'm a quick study.
So, get a lot of combat arts, but we might have a little trouble actually certifying.
I'm glad I passed.
Manuela taking a different path than she did last season. She's a fighter now. And Happy is going to actually be one of the first ones beyond Trilith and Felix to get an advanced class as she goes up to Bishop and gets a ridiculous amount of defense. Here we go, the Balthus Happy Paralogue, one of the legendary paralogues from last season. We'll see how it goes. We have Balthus and Happy at a little bit of a higher level than they were at this time in Season 1.
I'll never be satisfied.
Well, that's interesting because you chose not to get any stronger offensively. Now, Trilith has a ton of mobility here, so we can start getting rid of some of these threatening units from this angle and try to funnel the units coming in from the south a little bit. That might be easier than trying to fight a two-front war all the time. We have Father Dedu up here, who can convert some of these mages over to the Church of Dusker. It's a slow process, but after interacting with Father Dedu enough, it's an inevitability that you'll join the church. Oh, Sylvain is trying to demonstrate that he is not, in fact, just discount Ferdinand. But he didn't deal 69 damage, so what are we supposed to think? Dimitri using Thundershock to try and get us set up over here. He is cooperating with Mercedes to try and get things started. Mercy, use the Killer Axe, make this brawler go away, since Dimitri is shockingly fragile at the moment. We have Ingrid up in the top left of our units. She can attack from across town, and it looks like she can show these units why you always pack a light jacket at minimum. Felix, of course, will joust with just about anyone, and here is that refurbished Horse Slayer that he just picked up.
I'll give it my all.
Ash is fast, people. I need you to understand that the Bridget School's curriculum teaches the way it does for a reason. Really good dodge there from Ingrid, and she is not shy about these critical hits. She has studied with Ferdinand, recent convert to our class, and she's decided that she can be Mimi in the cold. Okay, we get a crest activation, so just a normal attack from the Horse Slayer is enough to take down that unit. Mercedes, remember, is still virtually invincible, so she can take that magic damage no problem. And it looks like, actually, the physical damage is more of an issue for her at this point through her armor. Great dodge from Ash there. Sylvain doesn't get the dodge, but he does get 2 counterattacks, taking it down to 12. So it should die with 1 more shot from him. Dedu, of course, fears nothing. He'll actually get a counterattack this time. And the mages can't seem to hurt Trilith either. Enemy mages not having a good day. Crest activation apparently stops the double there. Great dodge from Sylvain. Double dodge. Got the moves.
So obvious.
Sylvain untouchable at the moment. Wow. He's soloing 3 units by himself. That is Trilith levels of showing off. We have Happy and Trilith at the top. We'll hope that Happy can land this Nosferatu. She does, so she doesn't die gruesomely. And we have Balthus trying to defend from all of these units. He'll take this one down to 4, and then he'll need to run away.
Stay focused.
Magic is not something that should have Balthus exposed to it. So we'll just eliminate that threat coming from the top. And Ash is going to continue showing us the effectiveness of Petra's teachings. Okay, Sylvain. Where do you go first? What threatens you the most? As long as you're in this forest, I think these gauntlets are actually the biggest threat to you.
Here we go.
Because you can dip and dodge all of those arrows, apparently. Mercy. We want to get rid of this archer because it's a big threat to Dimitri. So Mercedes will just kindly ask it to be dead.
I'll cut through.
And now Dimitri also isn't that great at resisting magic. So unfortunately, We'll have to let it heal up a little bit, but we still get a very favorable damage exchange there. Ingrid has to move a little bit so that she can be in range of some of these units coming toward Mercedes and Dimitri. And maybe kill that mage that she attacked on the counterattack phase. Felix, of course, doesn't care that these are heavily armored units. He's going to just skewer them on his kebab anyway.
What should I do?
Dedu is going to continue having his little liturgical chat with these mages. It's very long. He has to tell them that their current ideology is weak. Counter with the Nosferatu is indeed good enough. Okay, Mercedes actually taking some hits here, but 18 is quite a lot for her. She takes no damage from this opposing armor unit. Our Mercedes is completely dominant in this exchange.
Just give up.
Sylvain gets the kill here. He fails to dodge, so he's in a bit of a dicey situation now. Dedu, never in a dicey situation, as he is completely immune from everything these units have to dish out. Good dodge from Trilith there, saves him a bit of HP. And Sylvain needs every dodge here to live, but his double counterattack is enough to make that threat go away.
This is what a real man looks like.
Looks like the wrong offensive stat. Makes sense.
Getting stronger all the time.
Manuela, don't let him confuse you about that.
It's all instinct now.
Maybe you should think about it a little more. Alright, they have discovered that Sylvain doesn't have a lot of HP left, so it looks like they're going to the south there. They still haven't figured out how to deal with Dedu, though. Trilith is going to try and bail Sylvain out of the trouble he'd be in without any healing.
Each battle,
so just a single poke of that lance is enough to take out that mage. Now, Ingrid, what do we want you to do? Probably just a double Nosferatu on this Armor Knight.
Seems I prevailed.
It does indeed seem that way. Mercy, can you knock out this mage? We don't get the crit, but it doesn't get to heal anything because it's only dealing 1 damage at a time. Dimitri should be able to finish this off now with a quick Thunder Shock. And there he goes.
Is that all?
And now, of course, we get the extra brawlers.
Witnesses alive.
We already went somewhere. We're out of your attack range. Now, Ash is going to reunite with the group over on the right, because there's going to be a huge wave of reinforcements from those starting positions. Dedu might actually kill these units at some point. Brawlers coming up. They didn't know what they were getting themselves into, but they are able to deal a shocking amount of damage to Sir Felix. Now, if we move up here, we can bail Sylvain out of the deep well of trouble that he was in. And now Sylvain can come over here and get this kill.
Be gone.
And up to Authority level C. That could make a big difference for him as he'll be able to upgrade his battalion. Balthus will move to trigger these reinforcements. And now Ash, of course, is still faster than the speed of Sword.
The fight continues.
Fires away. Dedu can move over to the corner. And that thief is so tantalizingly close to dead.
Ready.
Ingrid, you've got to help us out. You can actually use this fire orb. So there it goes on that brawler. Now, can Mercy actually connect here? We should actually have her take out this one.
Had to be done.
And then we can use magic to try and take out that brawler. We have Night Kneeler here to try and get rid of this. And when I say try, I mean 100% kill it all the time.
Too easy.
And now we can use some magic to deal with this brawler. Miasma looks like it's the most accurate spell we have. There it goes. And now Trilith will move such that the blood toll comes out. Always proud to see that dialogue, I assume. Dedu just soaking up a lot of damage. I think that reinforcement mage that spawned will actually pose a threat to him, so that could be an issue. Happy taking a lot of damage. Yeah, this is definitely an issue. Dedu cannot match that firepower at present, and it heals itself with those Nosferatus. Ash misses one of his counterattacks. And is not in great shape. So, of course, these reinforcements spawn apropos of nothing.
Damn it, we've got to get there first.
This guy has Trilith's mentality. And just a bunch of reinforcements everywhere.
Don't let them get away.
Okay, Trilith needed to be over here so that Sylvain wasn't all alone a second time. We're going to try and flip this guy over. That should prevent it from actually being a threat to Sylvain or to Trilith that is strong enough to damage him. But we may want to just kill it while we can. It looks like we're pretty safe while we're in the forest.
That went as expected.
Let me at him.
Balthus can actually meaningfully participate in this battle. So he's going to just drive a stick through this guy's heart.
Storm, huh?
Not good.
And your health isn't good, but your attacks are. That guy gets blown away, as most of us are by Ash's skill. We'll position Mercedes on that heal tile to draw out some of the reinforcements we saw spawn. Happy is going to heal up Sir Felix, and Dedu is just going to get in position to soak up some more damage and not die. The knights are rolling in. These units are going to try and run through the forest. And this guy gets sidetracked by Mercedes and immediately dies.
Let's keep our guard up.
Tries to assassinate Sir Felix. That's low. Of course he's going to dodge that. So, mini bow strike goes off. And we have some units lining up to come up to Ash from the south. Dedu needs some help pretty urgently. Don't know where that guy's going. Mercedes heals up by default. Sir Felix will teach this assassin what for.
Next time, bring your friends.
Astute advice, given that his friends are in imminent danger of death.
Victory is in sight.
Dedu might be able to bail himself out a little. Never mind. He gets to join the My Plan is Flawless club. Okay, new plan. Part 1 of new plan is to get rid of that swordsman. Now we need to defend Ash somehow.
Thanks so much.
I guess we can heal him up so that he doesn't die immediately. I don't know if he can take a brawler attack. We're going to try that plan again. And I guess now was indeed the time to do, because it actually hit. Will he live now? I think he might live through that magic attack now that the unit is rattled. Balthus is strong enough to kill this off.
Stay focused.
So we don't have to worry about whether it would still kill Dedu. Trilith can poke that down to precisely 1 HP, which is where it doesn't absolutely need to be for Sylvain to get a kill, but it helps. And Dedu could actually equip Nosferatu then, so he finally finishes off those mages. This rogue didn't know who it was dealing with as its horse gets slain. Both of them lining up to get that treatment. Another swordsman coming in to where Happy and Ash are. Ingrid, you really needed that Nosferatu. That archer coming back, realizing that there's nothing over there. So Ash doesn't get quadrupled by these brawlers, so he actually does live to plug that hole in the stream. Sylvain can get more incidental damage in and steal a kill. Armor Cetus is going to be Thunder Cetus for a second and get this kill on the Brigand.
You can rely on me.
We actually can. It's shocking how far Thunder Cetus has come. Now, Dimitri does have long range on Thunder, taking down that warrior to 10.
I'll do my best.
And now Ingrid just needs the lightest tap, but her Nosferatus are a little stronger than that.
We're all ready.
And Annette, who's been helping out Ingrid, does get a level.
Stinks.
It does. Even though you're out of town with Ingrid's range, we could still smell that terrible level from here. These brawlers are a problem because we can't double them down, I don't think. So we're going to try and group flames them. We did win the coin flip, which is lucky. We should be able to off them now, but we have other priorities. We have to fire away on this swordsman so it doesn't come in and kill us.
Doing my part.
And now we have another swordsman that is trying to attack us. Let's flip some things around. Alright, so that cavalry should die in the counterattack. We'll get rid of this one so it doesn't disrupt our plans.
Too easy.
Get to level 22 on Sir Felix.
Stronger, huh?
No, you got a lot of other good things there. You don't need to talk about the one stat you didn't get. Alright, we have a bow here on Balthus, so he can safely dispatch the lead brawler there. Now we just have one more to kill. We'll move Balthus in, so he can potentially finish it next turn.
Watch and learn.
Trilith gets a great dodge and shows off against that rattled cavalry.
I still have much to learn.
Don't we know it? Alright, but can you take that? You can indeed take 18, and you'll actually kill it with a double pointy stick attack. Trilith not messing around today. Alright, Balthus can, with a Tempest Lance, just take out this brawler, so we are safe for now. That's an interesting running animation in the background there.
Sweat was worth it.
Got both offensive stats up. You will never use that point of magic, but it is appreciated nonetheless. Felix pokes in with his regular stick. And Trilith needs to use his fancy poking stick to kill that mage. Alright, it looks like we will soon be able to start working down the main units there with Baron Ox, but we'll just use the Fire Orb on the remaining Archer. And Happy has some of the highest res on our team, So she invites out this mage from the south side. Felix can tank the damage since he's received some healing on this map. And now anyone will be able to just off that archer. We'll have Happy get in a little bit more damage on this mage, and then we'll have Ash and Balthus cooperate to try and finish it off. So Father Dedu can finally get down here and heal Ash up. And now Ash, how much damage can you put out? Fire doesn't quite kill it, wind doesn't kill it, and Cutting Gale doesn't double. So we'll just hope for a crit on wind. We don't get it. So we need to deal 4 more damage. Does Balthus have... He doesn't have curved shots, so we're going to need to try and get this Fusillade off. 60%. It actually works. Alright, Dedu's 80% Gambit couldn't hit, but that does. Whatever. We'll get out Sylvain's Kitchen Knife to finish off that opposing archer. And now we can Fire Orb some of the Baron Ox attendants. We will move Trilith in position to intercept.
Don't waste it.
His charm is high enough that he can dodge that by jumping straight upward on a horse. Not sure how that helps you avoid a projectile coming from directly up. Alright, Dimitri, let's see if you can finally make a high accuracy gambit hit.
I will have no choice but to unleash this power upon you.
That is why we're not in punching range.
That thing's on par with a hero's relic. If you don't have a crest, you'll turn into a hideous monster. You can't scare me. No price is too high to save my precious daughter. I harbor no ill will. All I ask for is forgiveness. For the sake of my house. Our power is yours.
Well, let's see if a giant blaze scares you. Oh. Every time? Can we make this work? Alright, Thunder Cetus, let's see if you can make this happen. Killer Axe, only 35% chance. Alright, if we nail bow. We kinda needed both of those to hit so that we didn't get hit with the can opener ourselves. Okay, let's go back to before Dimitri had his My Plan is Flawless moment. Okay, what do we got here? Steel Lance is enough to hit this. Can we get 91? Okay, 91 is good enough.
I'll cut through.
Alright, Dimitri, let's see if you can do better this time. Thundershock is enough to take this one out, and you don't even die.
I harbor no ill will. All I ask for is forgiveness. For the sake of my house.
Get to hear about this again. Start in on Baron Ox. Now we should be able to kill him pretty easily, given that he's taking damage from just holding the Vajramushti. Okay, Sir Felix can poke in with his fancy stick. And just move out of the way as this monster transforms. Can Ingrid finish off the attendant? Did she double with anything? Oh, Blizzard! Should have worn warmer clothes.
I did what I had to. Here we go.
And now we just have this big burb. We don't have a whole lot of units left, so we'll just draw its fire with Armor Cetus, who should be fine through the enemy phase. Okay, we'll take a little bit of damage, but we are just fine. And now we should have a bunch of gambits left to use. Remember when we never even thought about using this gambit before? We can use it now to break down some shields.
It's our chance to prevail.
And 100% chance isn't really much of a chance thing. It's more of a guarantee to prevail. Now, Trilith could break down the health bar or break down the shield. There's more loot to come out of breaking shields, so he'll do that.
Let me at it.
And now let's see, what can we accomplish? We have a bow on Balthus.
Right. All I can do now is end this quickly.
So he can shoot down that health bar with his bow. Felix doesn't need a bow to do a ranged attack, but you should probably just get in melee. Just the regular Iron Lance gets in a pretty good chunk of damage. Now, Mercedes should be able to finish off the rest of it. We're not in any rush, though. Maybe she is, as she gets a crit with her kitchen knife. Ingrid gets in the first attack on the last health bar. Let's go for the super high crit chance on Blizzard. Not quite super effective on flying types like it should be. Alright, well, Sylvain doesn't want to be underestimated. He's tired of our jokes and goes in for some triple-digit damage.
I'm not at my best today.
No one is at their best
expect
ever
no less.
on this channel. Sylvain finally gets MVP. Thanks for watching this episode of Failure Emblem. Please subscribe to the channel and like this video so that I can keep making this content. If you have any suggestions or thoughts on the future of this run or anything else about the channel, please let me know in the comments or on Twitter at @FailureEmblem. Thank you.